Twitter may lose its legal protection in one of its largest markets. The Indian government claims the company has failed to comply with new IT rules requiring social media platforms to appoint key compliance officers in the country. Neha Punya explains what this means and the implications for the social media giant.
Local media is quoting government sources to say that Twitter is set to lose its intermediary status in India, something that protects the platform from legal prosecution. The government has not confirmed this, neither through a press release nor through a series of tweets that the Indian IT minister put up ironically on Twitter itself. Ravi Shankar Prasad said Twitter was given multiple opportunities to comply with the new rules, but it has, he says, deliberately chosen the path of non-compliance. He goes on to add that if any foreign entity believes that it can portray itself as the flag bearer of free speech in India to excuse itself from complying with the law of the land, such attempts are misplaced. Twitter claims it has partially complied with the new rules by appointing an interim compliance officer. This Twitter employee will liaise with New Delhi to take down any content the government deems objectionable. Social media companies like Twitter enjoy intermediary status in India. What this means is they cannot be held responsible for any fake news, misinformation or objectionable comments or posts put up on their platforms by a user. But according to these new rules, if Twitter does not comply, it becomes criminally liable. We're seeing the first instance of this happening already. In Uttar Pradesh, police have filed a complaint against several journalists, opposition leaders and Twitter. Twitter has been named in the police complaint for failing to take down tweets and a video that showed a Muslim man allegedly being beaten by a mob. The police say Twitter failed to stop the allegedly manipulated video from going viral and that the video is a threat to law and order since it promotes animosity between Hindus and Muslims. It's unclear if this police complaint can be actioned and whether or not Twitter employees in India can be charged. Experts argue that these new social media rules are not laws since they've not been passed by the Indian Parliament, which is why only a court can deem whether an entity has lost its intermediary protection and not the government. Many critics say that these new social media rules are a way to muzzle dissent by the government, but the Indian government has countered that by saying it's the only way to hold these companies accountable for the misinformation that's often circulated on these platforms. Neha Punya, CNA, New Delhi.